So what brings you here, my son? A friendly visit 3 times a month isn't enough? Come on, bro. I've come not only to visit through Baba. I truly feel like I've been around long enough, and I think it's time I've joined her. Okay. As you wish, my son. She's been waiting for you, as she always has been. T'Challa looked to the west, and there lied a black sky and winds that were soft. His beautiful maiden that he'd been dreaming and wanting to rejoin for a while awaited him. T'Challa, I'm here. Come home with me. In the purplish world around him disintegrated, and enchantment blew and sparkles winds filled the spiritual world. T'Challa was going to finally meet the person who waited for him. T'Challa, come on, my darling, join me. T'Challa walked closer to the woman and was entranced by her beauty. The remarkable features could not be denied. If there was such a thing as an African siren, she would be it. A well-toned woman with looks and personality to match. She's silent, but she means well. A king and goddess waiting for him in the afterlife to finally join him, and they live together forever in an eternity of love and bliss. The woman looked down at him, and the light of a certain ray reflected off her brown orbed eyes that stick out like a diamond sword in the stone lying along a glass porcelain white undertone. What was my name for her? What's my name for her? Did we call her Cat? Because I cannot pronounce that, and don't get me to pronounce it. Cat. We're gonna call her Cat. I thought you were... Wait, what are you doing here? T'Challa asked. Well, you finally come here. Renee. That's what I called her. Okay. Well, you finally called her Renee. Okay, there you go. I'm like, what did I call her? Well, you finally come here to see me, and I know why you're here, T'Challa. Renee walked closer to him and put her head in his chest and hummed to the beat. I know you hear that. The sensation of romantic feelings is making your heart pound like a drum. I have it too. She spoke softly. T'Challa wrapped his arms around Renee. He didn't know why, but maybe he did. Renee, we just met. I mean, how can you love someone like me? He asked in question. Does it really take a long time to know that two people are romantic and meant for each other? She looked up at him with those pretty eyes and symmetrical face. T'Challa admired Renee, and there was no deny that she was the picture of beauty, of perfect beauty, but he couldn't have fallen in love at first sight, could he? Renee, you're beautiful and I love you. I mean, you're pretty, but I don't think that we should probably start taking it slow. I mean, we're here, in a soft touch of skin in his lips. In his lips was all he needed. T'Challa gave in like a panther in heat. Like a panther in heat when Renee kissed him. Her touch was soft and meaningful, filled with bliss, let alone a soulful kiss. This was her body close to his, and the heat between them enclosed when they had a whole spiritual world to themselves. He wanted more as Renee pulled back, and he brought his face closer to hers to reconnect their attraction of a kiss again. She laughed at his eagerness, and T'Challa was now in love. He, hold up 1 second. Because sometimes you just need a little bit of a backup. Just in case, you know. Oh, shoot. I can't even record. Hold up. Because on my Android, I'm able to save a live on my Android. So, you know, just in case this live doesn't save to my phone, you know, just to have a backup. But, alright, so, and my phone is hot. Alright. She laughed at his eagerness. And T'Challa was now in love. He denied for a reason for there is no such thing as love at first sight, but the beautiful Renee convinced him otherwise. Come on, T'Challa. Come on, dance with me. She ran off and twirled and danced on the sparkly sky that was used to be blue turned red. He took that as a symbol of fiery red passion. Okay. He was so happy to see her, a girl dancing like an African dancer performing a traditional dance. Caught in a trance, he hadn't realized he didn't join her. Come on, what are you waiting for? Her voice echoed through the world. T'Challa shook himself out of his trance and ran after her. They joined together and danced in the starry atmosphere. I would love to see T'Challa dancing. Like, T'Challa needs to be dancing with his big African butt. Needs to be dancing in Black Panther 2. It needs to happen. Okay. And never wanting to leave each other. They smiled in each other's face and felt like no one could ruin their love they had for each other. I feel like nothing could keep us apart, T'Challa whispered to her, and she twirled out of his embrace just for fun. Though you're my lucky star, she said, joining back with him. They danced slow through the sparkles and enjoyed each other's space. T'Challa's soul was rested, and he could finally be happy in the afterlife. He placed his head on hers, and closed his eyes as he danced with the beautiful spirit of Renee. Both of their souls were together, though they had only just met. The slight tune of "It's Been a Long Time" hummed through T'Challa's mind, and he was happy and never felt miserable or out of love again. Such a beautiful sight it was, just them in the distance with the panthers watching from the trees in awe, as they had not seen anything as so beautiful since they have entered the ancestral plane. I love you, Renee, T'Challa whispered, to her being music to her ears. I love you too, King T'Challa of Wakanda. T'Challa! Shuri knocked on his bedroom door. T'Challa moved around in his sleep as he was still in the ancestral plane. T'Challa! Shuri yelled, busting into his room. T'Challa woke up out of his sleep, sweaty and breathing hard. What, Shuri? Ugh. You're sweating in your bed. You haven't dreamed about Nakia again? It's disgusting, Shuri said, cringing. Ugh. Whatever. What do you want, Shuri? T'Challa said, annoyed and embarrassed. I was talking to Renee all night, and we must have a lab meeting ASAP. Get dressed and don't worry. Renee won't be there. She's out and about. What? Oh, T'Challa said, hitting his head on the headboard decor above him. You let her into the city? Hey, Ayo is with her to keep your claws. So keep your claws in your suit. Shuri walked out, and T'Challa had to collect himself. He had to come to terms that it wasn't a dream, a Nakia dream. It was a Renee dream. Oh, hold up. Okay. It was and it would be embarrassing if he had more dreams, but sometimes people just dream about a person, right? Wait, exactly. Just like I dreamed about Brazilian Bay, and it was cool until that happened, so that just... Wait, T'Challa looked down and raised the duvet that covered his legs and lower abdomen. He was shocked at what he discovered. Don't tell me... whoa. A shade of light red would cover his face as he couldn't believe... Wait, so don't tell me is his dick glowing? Is his pee-pee glowing? Oh my god. Can you imagine? Listen, every sex dream I done had, if I looked down and it was like glowing blue sparkles, I would be forever changed. Oh my god. Is he beating his meat in his stroke plate? No, he's not. Okay. Okay, we already read that. The shade of light would cover his face as he couldn't believe that his manhood got excited from a dream about a woman he only known for 2 weeks. Oh, this is embarrassing. T'Challa buried his face in his hands and sighed, hoping this wouldn't have happened anymore today. So, what did Renee tell you, T'Challa said? Okay, don't get mad, but I went on a mission with Renee. Went on a mission last night, and we both found the 3 shapeshifters known as Koru. We would call him Jag, okay? And then Talimba, we would call him Lim. So we got Karu, Jag, and Lim. There we go. They were talking about an invasion the Queen had on Wakanda. They talked about how you had you regarded and execute the city before they reach it. So it's an army, and we're barely able to fight them off. How can we manage to defeat them? But that's the thing. They aren't monsters. Well, sort of, but They're only because they're trapped souls. The queen of Thembra, if I said it right, has them trapped in that embryo that turns them into creatures and brings out their craving side. Once they had this mother plant, they would be able to turn back into human form forever. The mother plant was their source, and by taking it, we would make their lives even more miserable. So they were watching us in the forest, and once we took it, they charged and attacked us. And they weren't fighting us, they were trying to get the plant back. See, I told y'all, just put the plant back. Y'all ain't listening to me. Oh my god. But they had the plant, so why would the queen not just ask us peacefully? Okoye asked. T'Challa turned and looked out towards the window and looked down, and he saw Renee in the town just looking at various objects and purchasing items from the market. The people welcomed her and showered her with gifts since she was new. He could also see Ao was on guard and seriously eyeing Renee's every move. He chuckled until he noticed the silence. He turned around and Shuri and Okoye were looking at him. The queen of whatever that word is, I'm familiar with her. She's the same one that possessed Geneva and took over the Kwan Bantu. We will call it the Kingdom of Bantu. There we go. And she probably using the plan to her advantage. So then, what are we fighting for? People like Renee? T'Challa gave Okoye a sharp look after she said that. Well, if she was one of them, she's human, Okoye, like you, like me and you. If she's one of those shapeshifters, then she should have been back in her monster form first night she stayed here. Well, we aren't just fighting for one, Shuri said. No, we're fighting for all. We're fighting for all of them. Evacuate the city and get this man a shield. I'm sorry, I had to do it. Okay, well, that's settled then. We'll stay guard, but an analyzation, if I said that right, of how we're going to do the big hurrah can take months. Okay, Okoye said okay. Okoye and T'Challa looked at each other in confusion at what Shuri just said. Let's call it a planned war, shall we? T'Challa patted Shuri's shoulder and started walking out of the palace lab. As we walked down the hallway, he turned the corner and bumped into somebody. Blue is such a fan. I bet she know the whole Black Panther T'Challa script. Probably. Probably. Even though whenever I can never watch Black Panther in full because T'Challa is so fun and just have to admire every shot that he's in, you know? Just admire it, just be like, okay, we can move on. Ooh, he fine here too. Let me just stare at him. Okay, we can press play. No, I gotta stare at him again. He fine right here too. It's so much. It's a buffet, you know, you gotta enjoy all of it, you know? Can't just eat it up right away, you know? But anyway, we already read that. Oh my god! Renee, hi, enjoying our hospitality much? T'Challa laughed nervously. Yeah, I guess. You know, you okay? I asked him. He looked nervous, like he wasn't expecting to see me around. Instead of a warm welcome, it seemed like as if he was shy and embarrassed. That's because his pee-pee is glowing red. That's why. Yeah, I mean, I'm perfectly fine. You know, it's just handling business, he said, laughing nervously. Okay. Now, I was laughing awkwardly. You sure you okay? Yeah, I mean, you know, I saw you at the market down and, you know, buying, you know. I actually didn't buy anything other than, you know, coffee from, who? Tanaka's. Ooh, I feel like I've heard that name. Shop. Tanaka. I feel like I've heard it before. Pretty much, you know, being new around Wakanda has its perks. Well, I'm sure of it. So, where's your stuff? He asked me, looking around. I was in my apartment. The queen got it for me. She said as long as I stay within palace ground, I can live in the apartment on my own and can still see Shuri every day in the lab. I smiled. The queen gave you this? He reached down into my pocket and pulled out the keys and held it in front of my face and examined them. Yeah, she told me not to tell anyone because, you know, it would start conflict. Yeah, I guess I can only guess. Well, since you are busy, I was going to ask you about coming with me somewhere, but I'd love to. I agree with your stuff. He asked me, look around. I was in my apartment. The queen got it for me. She said as long as I stay within palace ground, I can live in the apartment on my own and can still see Shuri every day in the lab. I smile. The queen gave you this? He reached down into my pocket and pulled out the keys and held it in front of my face and examined them. Yeah, she told me not to tell anyone because, it would start conflict. Yeah, I can only guess. Well, since you are busy, I was going to ask you about coming with me somewhere, but I'd love to. I agree, smiling. You mean, how about you travel with Shuri and I to a place called California? What's California? I asked, confused. I'm guessing it's some other African nation. It's, hold on. T'Challa faces away from me and puts on his bracelet. Puts on his bracelet to his mouth. Shuri, schedule a lesson on the Americas for Renee, will you? I'm aware. She already asked me to. I confessed. What? He asked in confusion. Shuri gave me one too. See? Oh, wait. Hold on, let me back up. I'm aware. She already asked me to. Wait. Shuri gave me one too. See? I really actually like this little gadget. It allows me to see her and have one-on-one lessons with her. As Renee held up her wrist, she revealed to T'Challa that she had a set of the kingdom's Kimoyo beads. The kingdom and regular citizen beads are very different. The kingdom's has access to everything. The King's Guard controls ships and even weaponry. It'd be a big risk to take. If you're bringing anything. Just my phone, headphones, how long we'll be staying there again? 3 days. So you would need money, American money. Oh, I got that covered. Went to did you say Ochila? What's that? Down the street with Shuri, converted 62 of my 20,000 starter money into American coins. I also got a job down at Starbucks, so I guess that's a great too. I shrugged and smiled softly. Well, that's good. T'Challa gave a warm smile. He stared at me for a prolonging time and looked entranced. You like dancing, don't you? He said, looking down at my feet. Oh, do I? It's my favorite thing to do. Wait, how did you know? I asked, confused. I guess. But here's your new identity. Try to look like her. We did the best we could, so because you're new to America, you must maintain an American appearance. The Americans aren't so nice to foreigners. If they're what American people call them illegals. Ooh, tell it. Right. Thank you, T'Challa. Will do. I smiled at him and stepped closer to him. You're not bad king for trusting me, I whispered, giving him a soft peck on the side of his face. He was still looking serious after I pulled away. And walked away, giving a small wave as I did. T'Challa closed his eyes, and Renee waved at him before leaving. Once open, he saw she was gone, and he took a deep breath, following with a smile. Ah! Oh. T'Challa, what are you doing? He asked himself. He snapped out of his state when he felt a slight poke at his bottom half. What? Wait. Whoa. I was like, wait. He looked down and groaned in embarrassment, covering himself and walking away fast to the bedroom. So what I'm going to do, since tomorrow is still technically Wattpad Wednesday, so we're going to read the second chapter tomorrow. So we'll do this one today and then read the second one tomorrow because, it's about to be 11 and I'm getting a little tired. So, yeah. Okay. And then that way I don't overdo it when I'm editing. So, yeah. Let's see. All right, my king. We are en route to Oakland, California, Shuri said, putting the coordination and pressing the autopilot button. She walked over to T'Challa near the sand table, and they both inspected the black sand model of Oakland, California. They were talking about the plan slowly, but got distracted by Shuri and Renee laughing. They were playing Wakanda Fighters 3, Panther's Rule. It was personally designed by Shuri for her amusement, and she didn't release it to the public, so she didn't have anyone to test it out until Renee came along. Ooh, I win, Renee cheered. Not bad, soldier, but I bet you can't beat me in Black Panther's Run, Claws Escape, Shuri teased. Bring it, I dared her. I love playing with Shuri. She's comfortable to be around and a really nice girl. Wait, no. Shuri's the enemy, sister, and T'Challa's the real enemy. Oh, I thought I saw a bug. I'm about to... You're not doing bugs today. No. I gotta, closer. I have to get closer to him. If I can get him alone, I can kill him then and there will be no king. If there's no king, then what? Then that means freedom to rule. I think I'll win this one too, Shuri. I teased back. We'll see, Shuri laughed. We continued to laugh, and I felt something I haven't felt before. The fun of being around Shuri and T'Challa. Even if Okoye hated me, she had a reason to, and I still enjoyed her too. That's weird. Oh, Okoye, look, there's nothing wrong with having a little bit of fun every now and again. I mean, you remember when you were like them at one point in your life. T'Challa smiles and looked at Renee and Shuri playing games with vibranium charged holographic screen. But at least I maintain stability. I grew out of it. It's pointless anyway. Just like her coming to us. I don't know why you chose to bring her. Okoye frowned. Well, what would you expect? Leave her at the kingdom and risk her hurting someone? She's a prisoner, Okoye whispered. Renee looked up and went back to the game. For sure, she heard Okoye's rant, but she wanted to make sure Shuri didn't notice her change in attitude. Yes, she is, which means I should have eyes on her at all times. You do well to understand tactics, General. What is this? You're not the king I thought you were. You've gone soft for her. I am not. Ooh. Girl, don't get a spanking. I am not going soft for her, T'Challa said through gritted teeth. Then why is she here with us? She just told you why. Girl? Okoye asked. If she is a prisoner, then we put her in a facility. Taking her with us is no better than leaving her at the kingdom. We're still putting other people's lives at stake. Would it hurt me? Would it hurt me to once? Just hurt you once to be a nice person without going through interrogations? T'Challa asked. She is a monster. You may not see it, but I do. You forget your choices affect us whether you wanted to or not, Okoye warned him. She's just a normal girl, a girl that seeks refuge from a frightful experience. I chose to trust her with minimum, but she is not a prisoner. You have sentenced all of us to death, Okoye yelled and stormed off, catching the attention of Shuri and Renee. Renee gave T'Challa a soft look, and her eyes started glistening, giving off a tearful vibe. Shuri, it was nice playing with you, but I'm going to take a break, okay? Renee said, getting up and walking away. Oh, wait, Renee, don't leave, Shuri said, sighing. You just had to, didn't you? She yelled at T'Challa, giving him a disgusting look. You're so evil, she said. Well, how is he evil? She said, shaking her head.